it's Nulu Night. We have a bourbon flight from some patrons and some good friends. Subscribe to Bourbon Bites. Cliffy says to like and hit that bell before we begin. Don Nishida never wins. It's Nulu Night. What's up, guys? Didn't you love that lovely, lovely rendition of the cherished It's Bourbon Night theme song? I may have fucked it up a little bit. I'm not quite a David shelf turds, as I almost said. But you know what? I have to let the vocal cords, express themselves, especially when I'm like 3 pours in on a Tuesday night. I think I have good ideas, and God, listening to that this morning was not fun. So welcome to Bourbon Bites. This is not It's Bourbon Night. If you think it's Bourbon Night, sorry, you're at the wrong place. I see people already dropping off. They're like, oh God, what the hell did I just sign up for? So we are doing Nulu tonight. So if you didn't know, based on the thumbnail, I actually have 2 different store picks of Nulu from our good friends Chad and Sarah over at It's Bourbon Night. We're going to be doing both of those tonight, but I got more surprises. I've got 5 actual bottles of Nulu tonight. So we're going to go work our way through all 5 of these. If you were watching earlier, I was actually on Instagram pre-gaming a bit with some other MGP bourbons. If you didn't know, Nulu is they're actually from Prohibition Craft Spirits. Nulu is their single barrel MGP, also small batch. They're MGP releases. So this is sourced Indiana whiskey. However, I do think that they source some of the best Indiana whiskey I've ever seen. So we're going to put that theory to the test tonight. I have the 2 Chad and Sarah picks. I have a California exclusive batch that was bottled just for the state. I also have a sample, 2 samples actually. One from our good friend Swan, who, by the way, is going to be joining me for a stream this Saturday. So make sure to stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, you obviously didn't listen to the intro, because make sure to come back on Saturday. I'm doing a stream with him. He sent me this toasted 5-year release. So I'm really excited for this one. Also, our good friends Tammy and Brian Brennicky sent me a Justin's House of Bourbon pick. So we have lots of Nulu here tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys are drinking along with me. You may not have Nulu. I know that it's new to California. So the only bottle we could get here was the California exclusive release. But for some of you that may not have access to it, we are doing another Wheel of Whiskey giveaway. And luckily, Big Vic, looking at you, I fixed the bot. Thanks to Donnie and his amazing spreadsheet skills, we now have a working spreadsheet. So every dollar that you super chat gets you 1 entry and a chance to win 3 of these samples. So I'm going to be giving out samples of the 2 It's Bourbon Night picks and the California exclusive. So you're getting 3 Nulu samples. Again, $1 for every entry. We fixed the bot. So yeah, if you guys want a chance to win those at any point tonight, at the very end of the stream, we're going to spin the Wheel of Whiskey, and we're going to pick a winner for that. So stay tuned, and hopefully you guys can win some samples. Don Nishida always wins, so we'll see if he breaks his streak. Hashtag I never win. That should be my new slogan. Hope y'all are doing good tonight. There's Big Vic there. So cheers. What a welcome. I'm criticizing you as soon as you get here. First of all, I want to give some shout outs to people here in the chat. I mentioned Donnie earlier. Donnie helped me set up the spreadsheet, so big thank you to him for that. Sugar Kitty, Byte Club member and patron. Speaking of patron, we're doing our after party hangout right after this stream. That's for everyone $10 and up on Patreon. If you want to become a part of the after party, you can join at patreon.com/bourbonbites. You can support the channel for as little as $2 a month, but $10 gets you the after party hangout every Thursday, and $5 gets you the monthly hangout, which coincidentally we're doing this Saturday. So if you want to come to the monthly hangout this Saturday night after my stream, only $5 on Patreon gets you access to that. We do that once a month, so it's a good time to join because you haven't missed anything yet. So it's just putting it out there. If you want to support the show there, you can also become a Byte Club member, which Sugar Kitty is also a Byte Club member. For $1.99 a month, you get access to cool emojis like the Cliffy emoji you saw in that intro. So Byte Club members, show me your emojis, put them in the chat. I want to see my lovely face. That sounds super conceited. Just kidding. What's up, Zofer? Zofer is an amazing patron here too. Brandon, of course, amazing mod and friend of the show. He's on the channel all the time. Wesley Zeller, another incredible patron. Wesley, how's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. I saw you in someone's chat the other day. We were talking a little bit. SG Flying High, what's up, Sherry? Good to see you. Hopefully your samples arrived safely that I sent you or that I hand delivered to you. There we go. Make sure I'm not missing anyone here. Big Vic, of course. Fred Gilbert, what's up, Fred? Fred's another patron of the channel. Scott Pigsley, also, I think, no, he's not the newest. We got some new patrons in oh my gosh, last week was so crazy. I got so many new people coming onto Patreon. That was so much fun. So thank y'all for all the new patrons, including you, Scott. Scott was also new. Yeah, I think that's, oh wow, I gotta get caught up here. Holy crap. My chat just jumped. It did the jumpy thing that everyone always talks about. I've never seen. The Bourbon Noob, what's up, Pat? Pat is a patron and Byte Club member. What's up, Pat? Good to see you, man. Do Chad and Sarah's get royalties for that intro? Please don't sue me. Please don't sue me, Chad. Yeah, so we got some super chats coming in already. People want to win these samples. Big Vic says, let's go. There you go. Your proper entries there, Big Vic. Thank you so much for that. So, Donnie, if you want to take a look at the spreadsheet I shared with you earlier, it seems to be giving us a little bit of an error there. If you have access to that, I'll share it with you again. Just if you could take a quick look at it. No pressure. If not, I can do it manually tonight. But yeah, it's giving me an error. So if you can take a look at that. Donnie says, hashtag I never win. Hashtag Don Nishida always wins. It's true. But we can maybe break that tonight. Whiskey Nose, what's up, man? Good to see you. Marty and Jenny tongue twisted, have a amazing channel. Whiskey Nose, go check them out. Emily Chambers, what's up, Emily? Good to see you, Emily. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a bit other than the chat. Jeff Perkins, cheers from Northern California. Well, Jeff, I wonder if you have picked up the California exclusive Nulu yet. There's a little, yeah, so it's California exclusive. I'm not sure where all it got in California. I know there's a second batch of it too. This is just the first batch. The Sofer says Don Nishida never wins. Hashtag I never win. What's up, everyone? James Taylor, cheers to you. James was hanging out with us on Instagram for the little pre-gaming there a bit. Alex, what's up, Alex? Alex was also pre-gaming with us. Now I'm recognizing names now. I'm making connections. Michael J, cheers all and prayers for all our fallen heroes in Afghanistan. Yes. Cheers to that. And actually, Michael, I'm funny you mentioned that. I'm actually doing a stream not this Saturday, but next Thursday, where I'm having Bourbon Charity come on, and we are raising money for their fundraiser is called Support Our Troops. So we're raising money for 5 different nonprofits for the U.S. military. So hopefully you guys can tune into that. I know it's the Thursday before Labor Day weekend, but it's a really important cause to me, and especially at these times right now. So make sure to tune in next Thursday, and we're going to hopefully raise a lot of money there. Chris says, cannot stay in as I have to go pick up a delivery of bottles from the U.S. Otherwise, we'll not get it till mid next week. We'll hopefully be back for the after party. Well, hopefully you are, Chris. I'd love to see you there. James says, they always win. Always enjoy the content. Well, cheers to you, James. Thanks so much. Cohen says, greetings. Greetings to you, man. Hope you're doing well. So let's go and get into some Nulu, shall we? We've been talking a lot about it. We haven't been drinking it. So we're going to start with the California exclusive. So this is CA Batch 1. Good cork pop there. Yeah, this is a small batch. It's not age dated, but it's a blend of 4 to 6 year old MGP, and it is at cask strength. It's 116 proof. So really, I feel like that's a fun place to start tonight. I actually opened this for the first time for our friend and patron of the show, Todd Koopa. Yeah, Donnie, I'm gonna send that link to you again. Let me see if I can send you another email with that link, just so you can. Actually, I'm just gonna. We'll see that. Let's see if this works. If it doesn't work, Donnie, I'll just message it to you on Facebook. Yeah, it may have gone to your spam or something. Just check that. Yeah. So, 4 to 6 year old MGP. I opened this. That's what I was like, what was I saying? So I opened this with our good friend Todd Koopa. And he got it because I do a special Bourbon Byte subscription box for all of my $50 patrons. I know it's a big commitment, but I like giving back. So each month at that level, you get a subscription box full of samples of essential. Y'all get some samples. Y'all get to drink along with me and try some new things that I've had on the channel or things I haven't had on the channel yet. So Todd and I actually opened that together 2 nights ago, and I got some really, really interesting notes on the California one. So I'm excited to revisit it tonight and see if I could get those again or if anything's different. Cohen asked, did I get the Old Forester cast strength single barrel today? I did. Thanks to our good friend Adam Terry, who sent me the link. Yeah, I got that cast strength single barrel. I'm so excited for that one. My bottle is getting dangerously low from last year, so I'm excited to get the new one and revisit that. Batch 3 is for Cali is in the making. Wow, I've only seen batch 1, so I'm really excited. I definitely need to get batch 2 because I'll tell you right now. Spoiler alert: this batch 1 is really, really good. It's $65. Love you too, Emily. Good to have you here. Thank you for popping in. Yes, let's go ahead and dive into the nose of this California exclusive batch 1. Oh man, it's just like I remember it the other night. It's so, and I was telling Todd this. If you had told me this was finished, like wine barrel finished, I would absolutely believe you. And I wonder if did they do something with it being a California exclusive batch? Because to me, this tastes like a Cabernet finished bourbon. It's that strong of the sweet red wine influence. Now, they don't say they finish it. I don't think they do. I think they would tell us if they did. But yeah, I think on the nose, tons and tons of red fruit. Yeah, and it's good oak too. I mean, for a 4 to 6 year old, this stuff smells really, really rich. It's a good oak. It's not like a new oak. It's a rich, almost earthy. I would say a little earthy too, but not unpleasant in any way. It smells like enhanced MGP, and I'm going to say this a lot tonight. I think Nulu sources some of the best MGP I've ever seen. Like we'll see. We're trying 3 different single barrels tonight. 2 I've had before, 1 I've never had before. So we're going to see. But I think Nulu's they got someone special getting their barrels because I think their stuff is fantastic. So let's go ahead and dive into this California exclusive. Cheers, guys. Oh, man. Man, that's so fruity. How the hell is that not finished? There's so much rich, just bursting fruit flavor there. Super, it almost goes a little more melon. I know I said red fruit, but it's like it finishes with like a ripe, like a really like, or maybe even watermelon. That's red, but more of like the rind of a watermelon, if that makes sense. It's man, I gotta go for a second sip of that one. 1 sip is not enough on that. Let's go revisit it. Cohen says, I didn't like the age for the price and the color. A smooth ambler single barrel pick from K&L that is 30. You saw that too? The discounted one? Yeah, I got that. I grabbed that one too. I mean, $38 for 5-year-old MGP. Like that's a steal. Now, to be fair though, like that's not normal price for old Scout picks. That's normally 50 or whatever. So this was 65, a little bit higher, but I had to give it a try. I've been such a fan of other Nulu that I've had, which you'll see later on tonight, that I had to grab the California exclusive. I knew that I would like it, and I'm really enjoying it. So, but totally understand that. Whiskey Nose says, cheers to all the new channels. Yes, cheers to new channels, new people here tonight, and cheers to friends on a Thursday evening. I know it's late for some of you guys. Thank y'all for sticking around. Pickled watermelon. I have not had that. All right, Donnie says, fixed. Please don't edit the formula. Donnie, I did not touch it after our chat. I did not touch it. Man, I need another sip of that. What's up, DJ Onesie D Jonesy? Thanks for stopping in, man. Whew, that's hot. I'm trying to say that while I just took a big gulp of that. That's delicious. I mean, starting with this is probably the right way to go because it is a blend. It's a small batch. Compared to the single barrels, this maybe gives me an idea of what their typical flavor profile is. Maybe, they got weird with it being California. Maybe they did target more of those dominant, fruity notes like wine because California, we like wine, if you may or may not know. But yeah, man, that's a great place to start. I'm excited to see where these other single barrels take us tonight. But before we get into that, I do want to say, I've said this on Facebook and Instagram, But I'm actually having a sale on my challenge coins, which if y'all don't know, if y'all haven't seen these are so cool. They are metal. They are gold. My green screen doesn't like them. But my logo is on the front. No match value on the back. I'm actually selling these for only $15, which is the lowest price I've ever sold them for. Even my patrons that got them at the beginning, they weren't even that low. So if you would like one or more, they're $15 each, shipped to your house, US only, unfortunately. But if you live outside the US, we can work something out. But yeah, $15 if you want one. I'll put up my little thingy. That sounded awful. So Venmo me at CliftonMCDNL, and I'll get these shipped out next week. They're really cool. I like them a lot. So I want to give you guys a chance to get those for $15, which is literally like pretty much almost at cost for me to get these and ship them to you. So I love them so much, and I have a lot of them left. So I figured $15, like hopefully you guys want one or more. But yeah, just Venmo at CliftonMCDNL if you'd like to get one or more. What's up, Donald Rants? Speaking of people outside of the U.S., Donald, I can definitely get you some. Sugar Kitty says the coins are hefty for sure. Absolutely. So Alex has the Alberta batch. So he says I get bursting butterscotch vanilla toffee on my Alberta exclusive. Man, that sounds delicious. I think so. That's interesting. Those sound very Canadian. Those notes sound very Canadian. Did they target these very, very specifically for the regions? Because California's taste very fruity and very wine finished. That's interesting that the Canadian one has butterscotch does. Where's another region? What's another food? What about Maine? What does theirs taste like? Like crabs or lobsters? I don't know. Let me know if you guys have had any of these exclusive batches. Let me know if it's interesting, like maybe it's specifically targeted towards, your state's palate. Maybe Texas has a very intense, heavy oak kind of note. I don't know. I've only tried the California one. Oh, thank you, Pat. He says best coins in the game. Well, you heard it here first. So $15 gets you the best challenge coin in the game. According, disclaimer, Cliffy didn't say that, although I think they're pretty damn cool. I carry one with me. I seriously carry one with me everywhere I go. Is that lame? I always like having it because like, you never know. I don't know about you guys, but you never know when you're going to have a conversation about whiskey. I had a conversation with my freaking dentist last week. It turns out he's a bourbon drinker. So, of course, I told him about my channel. Now, I wasn't carrying it at the time, but I'm like, man, if I had a challenge coin, wouldn't that be cool if I just like whipped this out of my pocket and like, here you go, man. Check out my channel. It's written on there. That's just, I don't know. I just always like carrying it with me now. I got my Southern card pulled without pickled watermelon. I've never had pickled watermelon. I don't know. Sorry, Emily. You have to introduce me to that one. Crab whiskey. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to think what's a regional, because the first thing that comes to mind when I think of like a regional thing, I thought of maple syrup. I'm like, well, that's Canada. So I guess like Wisconsin, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, what's up, Cheech? Whiskey Encore, another new channel that we were just talking about. Y'all go check out Whiskey Encore. Also, Cheech is one of the best mods in the game, along with Emily and Donnie and Brandon, of course. I love that. In Northeast, they gear it towards salty for our personalities. That's a good point. That's a good point. Scott Pigsley says business cards are cheaper. Well, indeed they are, but are they as cool as a freaking coin? I don't think so. Plus, I have like a lot of these left. I thank you to everyone that's bought one in the past, but I do have a lot left, so I'm trying to kind of get through them. But I still love them a lot. So anyways, back to the whiskey. Let's go ahead and move on to the, let's save the Chad and Sarah's, actually. I want to move into one that I haven't had before. I mentioned this earlier tonight. This is from our good friends Tammy and Brian Brennicky. This is a Justin's House of Bourbon pick of Nulu. It's 112 proof, so a little bit lower than what we just had. I actually have not had much from Justin's House of Bourbon. I know they are one of the most popular stores out there. They have a lot of vintage like bottles from like the 80s and 70s, but they also do some really incredible picks. So I'm excited to see what this Justin's House of Bourbon pick tastes like. And then we're going to get into the Chad and Sarah Nulu Noir picks that I know a lot of you guys may have already had bottles of or you're excited to hear about. If you missed it at the top of the stream, every dollar that is super chatted tonight gets you an entry to win every dollar that you super chat gets you one entry to win a sample pack of 3 of these, including both Chad and Sarah's It's Bourbon Night Nulu Noir picks and this California exclusive. So we already got a good amount of entries in tonight, but yeah, if you guys want to shoot your shot and see if you can land a spot on the wheel of whiskey, make sure to get your super chats in before the end of the night. So, all right, let's go ahead and pour the Justin's House of Bourbon. I've heard so much about them as well, so I'm excited to try to see. I imagine their picks are delicious. Like, with the reputation they have, I'm expecting a lot here. So we don't know much about it. It just says barrel B92. I don't know if that means anything. I'll say that its Bourbon Night ones are B152 and B133. So B92 implies that this was picked before then. So it's an older Nulu pick. I don't know the age on it, unfortunately. I don't know if Brian or Tammy are here in the chat tonight. If they are, maybe let me know if the age, but I imagine they're all pretty similar in age. Donner Pass, what's up? How's it going? P92 bingo. Ha, I love it. All right, so this is the Justin's House of Bourbon pick. Oh, whoa, that's... Did somebody say maple syrup? That literally... Whoa, that's so different. Wow, okay. That smells like... It's like a honey molasses kind of thing. Maybe not quite maple syrup. Whoa, that's interesting. I'm almost wondering, is this finished? Is all freaking Nulu just finished and I just don't know? I don't know, but whoa, that's such an interesting nose on that one. Super rich and dark caramel, like melted, maybe even a little burnt caramel. Man, that's so candy-like. I'm excited to see how it is. Cheers, guys. Let's try it. Whoa. That's so weird. And not like in a bad way. That is thick like honey. That is, I mean, the proof-wise is a little lower than the last one, but man, that mouthfeel, that's viscous. It's got a little bit of like bitterness too. It's like sap. Man, it's like sticky. That, Brian and Tammy, you're just fucking with me and this is just maple syrup. I swear to God, because that is so interesting. Super thick, viscous. And honestly, it drinks hotter than I think it lets off. Caramel and butter. Oh, you know what? That's actually a good point. Alex says, because he's talking about his Alberta premium, his Alberta pick, caramel and butter. You know what? Your notes earlier. I'm gonna see if I can find that comment. That's actually good. That's interesting. I wonder. Yeah. So you said earlier butterscotch, vanilla, and toffee, dude. That's very, very similar to what I'm getting on this. To me, it's like caramel, really dark, really rich. Whoa, that's awesome. That's really good. So maybe that's similar to what they did with Canada. I think we're breaking the super chats. I think the iPhone users that are at $4.99 that do it at the 99-cent intervals. I think it's breaking. Whoa, that was very close to another word. It's breaking our bot. So we're working on it. Hey, we made some big improvements today. I love that I don't have to ask mods to keep track of it. Although tonight I'm having Donnie help out again. But yeah, if it lets you modify, but your vote will still get counted if you do, have to do the $4.99 or the fucking 501. Joseph breaking it. He would, of all people, Joseph would break it. Scott says that its Bourbon Night picks are great. I don't have much left. Yeah, I still have a lot left. That's why I'm excited to share them with whoever wins the samples tonight. Yeah, so. Okay, Donnie's working on it. All right, so let's go ahead and go back into that Justin's House of Bourbon pick. Man, that's so dark. I don't think I've ever had a bourbon that wasn't. Man, I don't think I've had a bourbon that dark. I mean, it's leaning into like Stag Junior territory with how dark and rich it is. Nothing flavor-wise. Stag Junior, of course, is more cherry forward. This is more dark caramel, toffee, butterscotch. I'm liking this a lot. It's very, very different from the California release. And I know for sure it's very different than these Chad and Sarah releases, which we're moving into right now. That's super interesting. I need to rinse the glass because it's literally sticking to the glass. That is crazy. Man, if you guys get a chance to go to Justin's House of Bourbon and get that Nulu pick, let me know what you guys think of it because that was really good. All right. Let me rinse the glass. And we're going to do a little side-by-side comparison of the two It's Bourbon Night Nulu picks. So I put a poll up on Instagram, by the way, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, at Bourbon Bites. That's where we did our pregame chatting and streaming. But there's also a poll on my Instagram. So go vote before the end of the stream. I asked if you've tried both of the Nulu It's Bourbon Night picks, or if you just tried one, what was your favorite? Right now, there's one leading. We'll see tonight if it will be the winner for Instagram, of course. Now, for me, I've had these already. They're delicious. They're very different, though. So we're going to get into what I think about each of them and what occasion I think would be best for each of these. So Cohen says MGB can really dark and smoky too. Yeah, that's definitely that's the vibe I'm getting from that Justin's House of Bourbon pick. That's super interesting. All right, so we're ready to move on to Nulu Noir. So I figured we will start with this one right here, the Big Sip. Now I'm not sure, which one was Chad's, which one was Sarah. They could have picked them together. I think they probably just couldn't decide between two barrels, and they got them both. But this is the Nulu Noir, the Big Sip. This one comes in at 117.8 proof, 58.9% ABV, and is 5 years, 4 months old. So just right at 5 years. Barrel number B152, if you are curious. But yeah, it's Bourbon Night pick. I love their new label there. But yeah, so this is the reason I call this Chad's pick, I don't actually know. It's because his face is bigger on this one, and then the other one, Sarah's face, is bigger. So if I call this the Chad one, that doesn't necessarily mean that Chad picked this barrel. It's just his face is a little bit bigger on it. All right, so Joseph says, I've only had one. The other popped in the mail and arrived empty. Oh, man, Joseph, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, they're very different. They're both delicious, though. I know I said which one's better, but it's more of like which one is, hitting the mood for you that night. So I'm actually going to pour these at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the other one as well. We'll get to it in a second, but I just want to give them an equal opportunity to open up a bit. Joseph, if you were talking about wanting a challenge coin at one point, if you buy a challenge coin, you may end up with a sample of whatever one you're missing. So info on that is, or you can just connect with me offline. I can throw in a sample of whichever one you don't have, just because I know you're close with Chad and Sarah. So yeah, happy to send you a sample because I hate to hear that happen to you. All right, so we're going to start with the Big Sip. And another reason why I call this the Chad one is because the first note I get on this one, nutty. So to me, this aligns more with what I would imagine Chad would pick. Again, I don't know for sure if this was his pick or not. I have reached out for comment. I'm just kidding. I have not reached out for comment, but yeah. So this one's like, these are so vastly different among, like, just even compared to each other. It's crazy. Donnie said, I think Donnie's probably testing something, but thank you anyways, Donnie, for the $1 super chat, man. Appreciate that. And Alex says, hit the like button. Clifton Rules, thank you, man. Yeah, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. It does really help out. I know these Thursday night streams, I'm sorry they're so late for you East Coasters, but there's so many other channels that go live. I don't want to overlap with anyone. I know I'm probably overlapping with someone right now, which is probably why there's only 23 of you here. But hey, I appreciate every single one of you being here and coming back week to week. Or if you're new here, I really appreciate you guys. So numbers don't matter. I just don't like stepping on other people's toes. That's the only reason I'd be concerned. So seeing that makes me think like maybe there's someone else live right now that I didn't know. If so, I'm sorry. Watch the replay, whoever it is. Or if you're watching them live, watch my replay. Hashtag replay squad in the comments below, by the way. I recognize all of you that are watching the stream after the fact. Love to hear your comments afterwards and let me know what you think of any Nulus that you've had. Oh, Drew P. Whiskey. That's right. He does go live. I thought he went live on, he's probably still live. I think he normally goes live at 6 p.m. my time. But maybe he's still going. All right. So, yeah, super nutty, but let's go and see how it tastes. Cheers. Man. That's really good. So one comment that Todd said last night, or the other night during our our private tasting, which is a Patreon perk, if you're curious. He said that he thinks this one is appropriately named. It's called the Big Sip. And he says that this is one that you want to sip on and keep coming back to. Like, take a big sip of it, refill your glass, take another big sip, refill your glass. I agree. This is so drinkable. What did I say the proof on this one is? 117.8. This doesn't drink it. This drinks maybe 110 proof. So I'm very, very excited that I could drink on this. But first of all, I'm also the reason I said excited is because I was just reading my phone. We have a new patron, a brand new patron of the stream, Alex B, who I was chatting with earlier tonight and who's here today. Thank you so much for becoming a patron. I appreciate that so much. Now it's in Canadian, so I don't actually know which tier you are at. It doesn't show up because it just shows it in Canadian dollars. But Bourbon Gigabytes. Oh, crap. You're a Bourbon Gigabyte. Well, that means you get access to a private hangout. So the $25 tier on Patreon, just anytime during the month that you would like to set up a private stream, private hangout, maybe we can plan, but we're drinking the same Jim Beam or whatever, hit me up. So thank you so much for becoming that tier. Seriously, that does mean a lot. I know Lil and Chris are also at that tier and a few others. So thank you so much, Alex. That really does mean a lot. So make sure, you signed up this month, so you got some time to get in your private hangout. Just shoot me a message. We'll drink something good. We'll see. I want to hear more about the Nulu that you have. So maybe we'll drink Nulu. We'll see. All right, but cheers, man. I appreciate that. Danny's Candies, what's up? He says, haven't gotten a Nulu pick, but they are quite a few different ones in the Atlanta area. Interesting. Yeah, they seem to be East Coast. They're all over the East Coast. It's crazy. But yeah, this Big Sip, man. And that's not to say it's not complex. To me, it's just so easy of a drinker. It's nutty. It's typical everything I love about MGP. So okay, Donnie says the bot's having an issue. We'll see after a few more super chats. Yeah, Donnie, if I have to manually do it tonight, that's fine. I just would like to fix it in the future. But I thank you so much for looking at that and working on that for me right now. I'm not sure you'll want Clifton Hangout privately. Oh gosh, Joseph. Joseph. Scott Pixley says Big Sip gives me strong cookies and cream vibes. Oh wow, that's an interesting note. I gotta look for that one because I love cookies and cream. I will say it's creamy for sure. Mouthfeel wise, it's not quite as thick as the Justin's House of Bourbon. That one was crazy, but it lingers too. It doesn't linger to the point where you don't want another sip. You want another sip instantly, but man, delicious. So now we are going to move over to the other It's Bourbon Night Nulu pick, which is the Nulu. Well, they're actually both Nulu Noir. This is a dame to drink for. You see why I call this Sarah's pick, right? Because like her face is like there. It's a very sexy picture of it, by the way. I think that's a very good picture of Sarah. All right, thank you so much, Johnny, for keeping up with that and double checking that. So we're moving on to a dame to drink for. Now this one, a little bit higher proof. It is 119.2, exact same age, both 5 years, 4 months. Barrel B133. So this is the dame to drink for pick. These are all non-chill filter, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Also, fun fact about Prohibition Craft Spirits, they're actually also making their own stuff. It's still aging. So while it's aging and they're kind of, getting some ages on their own whiskeys, they're releasing this Nulu series. I don't know if their own product will be called Nulu. But yeah, they're sourcing some really, really great MGP. So I'm very excited of everything that's coming out of it so far. All right, so let's go ahead and give this dame a nose, shall we? I don't mean that inappropriately. That just sounds weird. Oh, wow. That's okay. These two, I keep saying everything's so different. These two are a lot more similar than everything else we've been doing. This one, though, it's less of the nutty. Earthy. It's still earthy. That one's giving me some, not quite as much red berry notes as the California exclusive, but there's definitely some more fruitiness there than the Chad one. I told you I was going to call it Chad one. I love Joseph's comment. He said, "Oh, hey, Chad's there too. I've not noticed that before." Oh Of course not. Donnie testing with another super chat. Hey, but thank you, Donnie. Anyways, I appreciate it, man. Hopefully we get that fixed. Thank you for working on that again. Man, this was, you know, it's not jumping out of the glass as much as the other one. I think I have to have a sip of this one to really see what's going on about it. Cheers. Night, Sugar Kitty. Thanks for hanging out. Ooh. Oof. That should be the description of this one. Oof. I mean, like the picture gives you those big, whoa, that's not. I'm saying big, like dominant. God, where I'm about to embarrass myself. This picture invokes dominance and strong will. Get to the point, Cliffy. This is a big, big, bold Nulu. This is incredibly rich, incredibly complex. Now, I think it's a little more complex than the other one. The other one's a lot more sippable. This one, though, the other one's called the Big Sip because you can take a big gulp of it and just keep drinking and drinking it. This, though, the tiniest sip of it, you got to think about. You don't have to think about it, but it invokes ideas and bigger thoughts. I need to get off the big thing because that's really, really messing with me. Sugar Kitty, yeah, you picked a good time to leave. Good to see you. Yeah, head out before it gets crazy. Big dominatrix. That's kind of what I was thinking of. I don't know if that's necessarily an offensive term. I think that's more of like you identify as that yourself. But it is giving me those vibes. The picture is, and the whiskey too. It does say dominate me, says Nurse Dave. Yeah. It's a very dominant whiskey, and I think I love that. I love that so much. Sorry, I just saw Alex's comment. He says the pick on the bottle could also be Chad is a flasher. It does look like he's about to go like, whoa, maybe. But she's the boss leader over him that tells him, no, you must go flash. Do it. And I say it now. I know I can't even do an accent of like a mafia leader or whatever. But man, we're going off the rails here as more people show up. Y'all know this is a good night. If Cliffy's here 40 minutes to the stream, we got 20 more minutes to go. So speaking of which, we are going to do the Wheel of Whiskey drawing at the very end of the stream. So y'all have about 10 more minutes to get your entries in. Every super chat is an entry. Every dollar you super chat is an entry. So get your chance to win the big, voluptuous. It's just kidding. God, I'm just digging myself deeper and deeper. They're going to watch this stream and they're going to be like, we're not hanging out with Cliffy anymore. He's perverted. That's true. All right. Femme fatale. That's actually a good way to put it. That's less potentially offensive. It's again, I love the sticker. I bought this because of this sticker. I thought this was the coolest one. I want to show this off. It's just an awesome picture. Way to go, Chad, or whoever took that photo. It's really great work. Let me go back for another sip of that one because, like I said, kind of took my breath away. So now that I go back to it, I think it has a lot more cherry. I know I said it is like big and bold. Well, no, actually, I was talking about the Justin's House of Bourbon. I said that one kind of gave me like a mouthfeel of like the darkness and the richness of like a Stag Junior. This, though, gives me a little bit of a flavor profile. It has a little bit of that Buffalo Trace Stag kind of, not funk, but like Stag kind of cherry. Not medicinal cherry, but like a lot of really natural, really ripe cherry. Oh, thanks so much, Swan. He said Venmo sent. YouTube won't be taking your cut. Yes. So Swan just bought. I assume that's for a. I don't know if that's a super chat. Oh, is that? Oh, wait. Oh, that's a super chat. Okay, gotcha. That's not for the challenge coin. Gotcha. Okay. So Donnie, once we get the. Let me go. Actually, I can do it myself. Let me just. I'm just gonna literally do this manually since it's not on YouTube. Let me just do this real quick. I have to manually put his entries in, but thank you so much, Swan. I appreciate that. Let's make sure we get him enough in, and I'll enter it. Everyone else's will be automatic. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so Swan is entered into the giveaway for these samples. So, by the way, everyone else will be entered too when it comes to the Wheel of Whiskey. Alex says my wife gets a cinnamon note. I don't, but she does. On the Dame to Drink For. Interesting. I actually just finished my sample, but pour a little more. But why not? I got a whole after party to do after this. So, oh, she doesn't drink whiskey. So, Alex, it sounds like your wife is very similar to Brandon's wife. So she comes over every time that he comes over, and she doesn't drink whiskey either, but she loves smelling it. She gives some of the best nosing notes on a whiskey, some of the best I've heard, and she doesn't even drink it. That's crazy. So I wonder, your wife's probably the similar thing. All right, I poured a little bit more. Let's see if we can get some cinnamon on it. Because I was getting cinnamon on the Old Scout I was drinking during the pregame on Instagram. Maybe. I'm still getting, it's really, to me, it's leaning towards the red fruit. I originally just said red fruit, but I think it's narrowing it down more on the cherry. Big Vic says, I didn't get an ADHD Whiskey's Nulu pick. Unfortunately, I did not. I missed that one. I would have, but I missed it. I've heard great things. If y'all happen to have it, let me know how it is. I'm sure it's delicious. I just missed out on that one. So I just have Chad and Sarah's here, but I'm sure Matt is amazing and he has an amazing palate. So I'm sure his is delicious too. I would have absolutely bought it if I could have. All right, let's go back for another sip of the Dame to Drink For. All good, Donnie. I'm not going to copy. I'll give you a heads up. Oh man, the finish on the Dame to Drink For, so lingering. It's like a cherry, like not just like a bright, like fruity cherry. It's like the cherry and the dark oak note are like mingling really well. So I want my brain instantly goes to cherry wood, but that's not related to cherry. But they're working so well together. It's like they complement each other so well. And cherry is not something I typically get on MGP, so I'm very, very, very excited about that. Cohen says, "What's the price on Nulu picks?" So these, I believe they were about, now I could be wrong, I believe they were about 65 or 70. I did have to pay shipping because I bought them online. I do believe they were around that price point. Donnie, I got Swan. I got him on my end. I already have it in the wheel, so don't worry about that. I got that. But yeah, so man, I'm gonna go back to the Chad one, just a little side by side here, and I'll tell you which one I prefer. That one being only 1.5 proof points difference. There's so much, man. I'm almost like, did they get the proofs wrong on that? Because that one's delicious. That one drinks right about that proof, maybe a little under. But that Dame to Drink For drinks like a 120 plus proof whiskey. It's 119, but I'm thinking like 125 territory. It's just absolutely big, bold, rich flavors. The Big Sip, which I was drinking on earlier, is a sipper. It's a sipper, and it's one you want to sip on all night long, as our friend Todd said. But man, both are delicious. If you have a chance to get either one, either the Dame to Drink For or the Big Sip, they're all sold out now. But maybe you have a friend that has a bottle and they're offering you a sample or whatever. I think if you like the big, bold, rich flavors, go for the Dame to Drink For. I think if you want something that's a little nutty, something that's a little more approachable, that you can go through a whole bottle in way too quickly of time, then the Big Sip is actually great for that too. I love a big, bold, rich whiskey, and I'm getting a ton of that on Dame to Drink For. So those are my thoughts on the It's Bourbon Night Nulu picks. Now I do have one more Nulu pick here before we get into the giveaway. So y'all have about 5 more minutes if y'all want to win samples of both It's Bourbon Night picks and the California exclusive. Get those in, because we're having trouble with the bot, but Donnie's on it. He's like freaking superhero of the night. So we're going to try one more. This comes from our friend Swan, which we were just talking to earlier. He sent me a sample of Nulu Toasted. Now, this is a 5-year, 1-month-year-old. 5-year, 1-month age statement on the whiskey itself. And then it was finished for 6 months in a toasted barrel. So it's 117.4 proof. So I'm very excited to see. I actually have not had much experience with toasted bourbons. I don't think. Joseph says, if Chad's a flash on one sticker and a peeping Tom on the other, what a pair of hay. Nothing wrong with the Okay. Moving on. I'll say nothing wrong. I'll say nothing wrong with the voyeur, but I'm like, nah, that sounds really bad. All right. So we're drinking the toasted barrel, which I assume is a bourbon. He didn't specify on the label. Swan, you're here. Is this toasted when it's a bourbon, right? I know we've tried this before together on a hangout, but I don't remember offhand if that was a bourbon or a rye. So toasted. Man, that's first note. It smells toasted. Now, if you're not familiar with toasted notes on a whiskey, it comes across as more of a not like a smokiness, not like a burnt kind of note. I don't think so, at least not for me. To me, toasted comes across like a rich vanilla. I always, not always, but a lot of times on a toasted one, I will get a toasted marshmallow kind of note. So if you know like a little bit of char on a toasted marshmallow, you buy in that marshmallow, it's creamy, it's vanilla. I'm sure got a little bit of that burn on it. I think that's kind of what a good toasted note. And I think on the nose, this seems right up that alley. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. Cheers, guys, and thank you, Swan, so much for the sample. Swan said it's a bourbon. Oh, whoa, okay. Wow, back in the nutty territory, but it's a different kind of nutty. That's like a caramel corn, very corn forward, roasty corn kind of note. I would say that one actually, you know what's funny? That one almost tastes similar to a Tennessee whiskey. Now, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure, Swan would have told me if that was a Tennessee whiskey. But the way that buttery, that caramel, that corn comes out in that one almost reminds me of Tennessee. It's delicious. It's a very, very good note. It just, to me, does not taste like what I expect an MGP to taste like. That's really delicious. It's kind of leaning to the dark notes that the Justin's House of Bourbon pick led into, but less of the like toffee and the sweetness, more of the rich dark. I'm gonna go for a second sip of that one because that was really good. By the way, I see Perry's here. So sorry I'm late. We were trying to eat into alcohol. I mean, your child's first steps. I mean, it's Bourbon Byte stream or child's first steps. I mean, I'll let you decide what's more important. Just kidding. Swan says Michter's does 2 months or less on their toasted products. This is 6 months. That's so interesting. So Cohen says I would like to try Nulu picks next to Smooth Ambler. Smooth Ambler color is darker in color and $50 or cheaper. So funny you mentioned that, Cohen. I actually have been pondering ideas for future streams. I think I would absolutely love to do a stream where I compare a bunch of same age dated MGP single barrels. So I'm talking Nulu, I'm talking Old Scout, I'm talking, maybe Smoke Wagon if I can get my hands on it. Otherwise, George Remus, all of these MGP, 5 or 6 year old picks. I would absolutely love to do a blind flight side by side and see which one is sourcing the best barrels. Now that's a little clickbaity. I know that's a bit of a lie because they're all single barrels and they're all picks. So it's not going to be totally accurate. However, I think it'd be really fun. So if y'all want to see that, let me know in the chat and hit a thumbs up if you want to see it. If I'm reminding you, hit the thumbs up. So Tyler sent another super chat. He says, loving your reviews. I've been going back and watching your older work that I've missed. Cheers. Oh, Tyler, thank you so much. I said send another super chat. First super chat. Actually, I think that's the first time I've seen you in the chat. Cheers. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, thank you for watching the older stuff. That's kind of my philosophy with this channel. I know I was putting out a lot of content at the beginning. I didn't have as many viewers as, now, which, it's not, like a massive amount, but still a lot more people have discovered my channel in the past couple of years that they may not realize I have a lot of whiskey reviews. I've been doing it for 3 years now. So if y'all want to go back and watch my older stuff, if you dare, because it's a little, my palate was not as, my notes weren't as, refined, I guess is the word, but I've learned a lot and it's been a lot of fun the whole journey. So yeah, definitely do encourage you to check out the older stuff. And thank you so much, Tyler, for doing that and tuning in tonight. Appreciate it. And good luck in the giveaway. So I gotta get a second sip of this toasted barrel. Super. I keep going back to the roasted corn note. It's less of like a marshmallow and more of a corn. I keep going back to my conversation with Todd Koopa. It's like a roasted corn on the fire. It's like you burn a little bit of the kernels. I think this is something really interesting. Swan said it's 6 months toasted, or 6 months in the toasted barrel. Scott says I look like a baby in the early stuff. Yeah. COVID didn't really help with the whole aging, you know. I feel like I aged like 8 years in the past 3. I had a bit of a baby face growing up, or like up until like I was like 24, 25. And then it just like, nope, I got old. That's how I feel. I just blame COVID. I just didn't blame COVID because it's easier to blame COVID than just the fact that I'm getting old. Man, got to get back in a good mood. Don't bring me down, Scott. All right. So we are closing off the giveaway tonight. So Donnie, let me know when I'm good to copy from a list, and I'll get that entered into the wheel of whiskey. Let me know, what are you guys drinking on? We have a little bit of buffer here while we gather those votes. Get those tallied, and then we're going to spin the wheel of whiskey. So stick around because you might win. Tyler said I discovered you while watching Whiskey Mountains. Oh, we love Whiskey Mountains. Adriana's amazing. Yes, amazing channel. There's a lot of smaller channels here tonight. Independent Joe's here as well. Make sure to check out all these new channels that are popping up. They are just bringing a lot of new perspective that I don't think, I think I appreciate having new perspectives into the community, and I think that's the best thing. So, all right, Donnie says good to go. So we are going to get the wheel of whiskey. I'm going to get everyone's names entered. Blame Rona. Okay. Let me get that entered in here. Shuffle that a couple times. All right. Are y'all ready for some wheel of whiskey? We're giving away samples of 3 of these. I'm used to saying all of them, but some of these are just little samples I have myself, so I can't really give those away. 3 bottles. The It's Bourbon Night Big Sip, the It's Bourbon Night Dame to Drink For, and the California exclusive CA01 batch. So someone's about to win all 3 of those samples here tonight. So let's go and get the wheel of whiskey pulled up. And again, big thank you to Donnie for making that happen and helping out here tonight. So let's get this right here. All right. So let's get the wheel of whiskey pulled up. So everyone's names are entered here. Your super chats have all been counted. Thank y'all so much. Hey, even if you don't win tonight, hopefully, you don't regret supporting the channel, because it really does. It seriously does help out a lot. A lot of these, all these bottles, unless I specifically claim that I was sent a bottle, all of these bottles I'm purchasing myself. So super chats help me buy new things to try for the channel and review for you guys. So seriously, I want y'all to know, like, this isn't just, for my entertainment. It does seriously help the channel. So cheers. Let's spin the wheel of whiskey. Who's going to win tonight? Is it hashtag I never win, says Swan? We'll see. Swan. Oh, man, it's getting... Oh. I never want to call it too early. Scott Pigsley, congratulations. Now, I know, Scott, you said your bottles were getting dangerously low. So you're going to get some samples to maybe hold on to. That way, you can finish your bottles and you can save these samples if you want to revisit them in the future. So Scott says, why is Donnie... So it's every dollar that's super chatted gets you more entries. So that's why Donnie's on there. Congratulations, Scott. You're also going to get this California exclusive. So look for that. Scott, please send me a message. I don't know if you're on Instagram, Facebook. If you're not, you can send me an email, contact@bourbonbytes.com. We'll get those samples out to you, my friend. And thank you all so much, everyone that entered tonight. This was so much fun. I love Nulu. I love what they're doing, and I'm so excited for more of their picks to get out here to California. So keep an eye out. Let me know how it's in your area. Whoa, I never win. Thanks. Cheers to you, and thank you so much for entering, and thank you to everyone that entered tonight. Like I said, after party hangout right after this for patrons for $10 and up if you want to join. I know, so the new patron tonight, Alex, I'm going to, on Discord, the hangout is on Discord. I'm going to give you your status if you don't already have it as soon as the stream's over, so you should be able to see the after party hangout room so you can join us. But yeah, so $10 and up, after party hangout happening right now. This Saturday, live stream with our good friend Swan. We're going to do some samples sent to us by Don Nishida. Also doing our monthly hangout for everyone, $5 and up this Saturday. So cheers. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And this has been Bourbon Bites, whiskey reviews with the gaming twist. I'm Clifton. Cheers. And I'll see you guys next video. Bye, guys. And that was Nulu Night. This light is really bright and there's an after party to attend. Subscribe to Bourbon Bites and don't forget to like. Chat, I'm sorry, don't sue me. Cliffy drank too much whiskey.